Tennessee Wildcast is live on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We're glad you're tuning in. Hey, we're at the Tennessee Boat and Fish Expo here in Wilson County at the Wilson County Fairgrounds and Ag Center. It's going to be a great show. We're glad y'all are tuning in. We're live on Facebook. And if you're tuning in on the radio, you're a week late, but that's okay. We got some great information for you. This is Friday, February 1st, and this show runs through the 3rd, through Saturday, or through Sunday. And co-hosting with me, I got Mr. Don Keaton.
Hey, Jason. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
It's always good to come to Wilson County.
Yeah, Wilson County is the place to be, but behind me, you see, Humphreys County is the place to be.
Exactly.
Thanks to visithumphreys.com for letting us use their booth, and they provided the space for us and said, hey, come down here and do the show from our booth. So
tons of outdoor opportunities in Humphreys County.
Exactly,
for sure.
Exactly. So anyway, February 1st through the 3rd, come on out to the Tennessee Boat and Fish Expo, tmboatexpo.com. There's 2 for 1 on their website, so check that out. Saturday 10 to 7 and Sunday 12 to 4. But we're going to start out talking with Mr. Mark Travis. Mark Travis is a crappie guide, and he works on Priest and Normandy most of the time.
Yes, sir.
And he's got a booth here. Said he's been coming to this show for how long?
Since 2010.
2010. So he's an expert guide. He's a great guy to get to know. I just met him earlier, and it sounds like he can have some fun on the water.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
That's what it's all about.
I had heard so much about you, Mark, from a good friend of ours, Doug Markham,
Right.
who Jason started this program with.
Yeah.
And he tells me a little bit of the history of you guys, and that he really taught you everything you know about crappie fishing. And
Well, in 2015, we did a little video, and after doing the video, he remarked, he said, well, when you go with Mark Travis, it's like meat fishing because you're going to put the meat in the boat.
All right.
And so that's what I remember about that trip.
That's a pretty good testimony.
And,
right there.
that's what I'm about. We multi-pole, spider rigging is our technique. Power corking is what mine is known for. And if you like to catch crappie and you love an adrenaline rush, which that's what I like to do.
Oh, yeah.
Then, I want you to come catch those fish, 2, 3, 4 on at a time. That's what I'm about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And, when you're doing that multi-pole type technique, it's very possible.
Yeah.
So, and little kids love it. They like action.
Yeah.
If you take them out fishing and there's no action, they're ready to go.
You were telling me a story about a couple or a family that went fishing with you, put the little girl out on the front of the boat and the mom and the dad in the back, and she caught all the fish up front.
That's right. Sometimes when you first start out, a lot of times, say the first 5 or 10 minutes, you're going to have a person who's going to start catching the fish first. And normally the luck will shift left to right. And sometimes the back of the boat's where you're going to catch the big fish. It happens 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So, that if they're into that, you find out what your customer wants. Hey, I want to catch numbers. Come up front. Hey, I want to catch the big one. Go to the back.
Uh-huh.
And my boat, we can fish up to 4 people. Each person gets 4 rods. So you got 4 poles, 4 chances, as they call it. And everything is pre-made. You'll never tie a line in my boat. Everything you snap on, snap off.
Yeah.
So, the funniest little thing I have a lot of times the kids, after they see that rig, they'll say, hey, Dad, won't we do some of this ourselves? That way when I hang up, I don't get fussed at.
Yeah.
You just can snap a new one on and I can keep fishing. So, it's a very systematic way of catching crappie.
Yeah.
And that's...
You're right, that downtime with kids can just be
kills you.
just a killer.
Yeah.
They want to go home right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
And, if they're all day long and they're not catching the fish, they've been ready to go home.
Uh-huh.
And so, with the electronics we have nowadays and techniques, all the brush we have, everything's on GPS nowadays.
Right.
So we just dial it up and go right to fishing, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
So.
Well, tell us, you were talking earlier, we chatted earlier. Tell us about the 3 slabs of crappie. You were telling me about the dinner plate and something else. And
on Normandy Lake, we fish it in the fall, and there's 3 basic body types of crappie up there.
Okay.
You have the specimen crappie, which is just that beautiful big black nose. And then you have what I call the drop tail. The drop tails are the biggest crappie. They're long. And when you hold them up, that tail just sort of droops.
Uh-huh.
You cannot hold one of those up and not have that drooping tail. And then my favorite are the dinner plates. The dinner plates, if you look at their lateral line, it's crooked. Normally, either the tail will crook up or down. The ones that crook down fight the hardest because when they swim, they go down.
Uh-huh.
The ones that have the crooked tail up, they're the ones that, it could be a 2-pound fish and it doesn't feel like a half a pound fish. So those three different body styles up there, that's how we nickname them.
Man.
You know, are you catching dinner plates? Are you catching the drop tails or the specimen? Most of the time, you're going to catch the specimen. But what's cool about the dinner plates is we've caught them over 3 inches thick.
Wow.
That's a slab crappie.
Yeah, really.
And so I've got photos over there at the website and also on the slideshow that show you all different sizes of the crappie. And that's just what people love to see, those fish.
And your booth is just right across from this booth,
Yes.
too. So if you're out here at the show, come out over the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, definitely come by and see Mark.
Come out tomorrow and see him, or Sunday. And you're doing some seminars.
I'm doing a seminar here at 4:05 today.
4:05 today, and then I think maybe 1 o'clock tomorrow. Is that right?
1 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll talk about the setup, your boat setup, how we have the poles set up. Because when you come fish with me, I'm going to teach you a system. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to hand you a jig. Everything is custom made, handmade. And the way you fish, it's very fun. If you like action. And that's what I'm about. I want you to catch them. I want you to see how we're catching them. You'll see it on the graph. A lot of times you're going to see it on the graph. And the newest thing that we're looking into is the Garmin Panoptics. And the coolest feature of that is it's live. You know, when you look at a regular graph, it's what's already behind you.
Uh-huh.
With the Panoptics, it's what's right there.
Wow.
So it gives us the ability to see that fish when he comes up to look at our baits. When you have 8 baits in the water, there's a lot of lookers. And, you know, sometimes you drop it down and hit immediately. Sometimes they won't.
Yeah.
With this new technology, people will be able to see that. And, you know, that's the ultimate thing. Everybody wants to see what's under the water. With this, you can do it.
Technology has changed fishing for sure. It changed a lot of things.
This may be a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell folks how they can get in touch with you. I've got your website up on the screen, and if you're watching at home, you can see that. But tell us how they can get in touch with you and take a trip.
Yeah, the best way to do it is go to the website.
Okay.
And crappieguideservice.com.
It's not crappie.
No,
it's crappie.
It's crappie. No, we're not buying crappie minnows. We're going crappie fishing.
That's right. It's not a crappie service, I can promise.
That's exactly right. And just depends what part of the South you're from. But also, a lot of people like to just call me on the phone. It's area code 615-542-9800.
Okay.
And that'll get you to me, and that phone's good all the time. And we fish for crappie on Priest all year long. And a lot of people think, you know, they got the spawning season. That's my least favorite season. I love the summertime. I love the wintertime. The summer pattern, month of June is a great time to catch them. There's nothing wrong with the spawning time, the pre-spawn, post-spawn, all that. Mm-hmm. But, you know, a lot of people think once April's done and the dogwoods quit blooming, I got to go bass fishing. No. Let me teach you how to crappie fish all year long.
Yeah.
I have people sometimes that come out and they'll say, Mark, I want to go every 90 days. So
that's about the time the freezer gets empty again.
Yeah.
That's the way I figure it. So, but that's a good thing to come out and enjoy a trip.
Yeah.
And I run a big boat. It's nice. It's spacious. Like I say, you've got your seat. Everything. It's all custom made. You'll just enjoy it.
So you just sign up and have a good time, right?
Right. I always tell everybody, bring your cooler, leave it in your car, and we'll take care of the rest of it for you. So that's what it's about.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you being on the show, taking some time out. Check out Mark. You're going to be on TWRA TV too, right? You got a channel out there.
I believe so.
We're going to put some videos out there of him on TWRA TV. So check that out. You can watch this show there. But I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Don't be late for your seminar.
No. Thank you.
Well, maybe we can go fishing sometime.
And also, I have a flyer here at the show. It's a little orange flyer. Come by, pick one up. It'll get you $50 off a trip.
Okay.
And you don't have to do it today. Just keep the flyer because I'll ask you a few questions about it.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to switch guests here. Thank you, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you coming on. We got Miss Karin coming up. She's visit Humphreys.com, and she's going to talk to us about what all's going on in Humphreys County. There's all kinds of stuff to do out there, and we appreciate her. Come on up, Karin. If you're watching, we've got some notes on the screen there of what's events that are happening around the Humphreys County area and at Loretta Lynn's Ranch. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Miss Karin knows all about that.
I do.
Karin Landers, she works is the tourism director. Is that right?
That's correct.
Visit Humphreys, Humphreys County, and she's got all kinds of stuff going on in Humphreys County.
We do. We have so much going on. People don't even realize that we're out there in that nice rural area, nice and quiet. But we have so much going on the whole year. Loretta Lynn's Ranch, of course, is our biggest thing besides the Tennessee River and the Buffalo and the Duck Rivers.
Right.
Okay. And don't ask me a lot about fishing, though. I'm not going to talk a lot about that.
There's good fishing in Humphreys County.
There's great fishing in
That's
Humphreys
all
County.
you need to know.
It's great. I mean, we have a video going on with Paula Smith catching an 88-pound catfish.
Oh, man, that's
And
crazy.
so tons of bass tournaments out there. And we welcome all those folks. It's just wonderful to have them. Loretta Lynn's Ranch, they have kind of transitioned. We've always had AMA National Motocross Championships out there, the end of August, beginning. You see it on the screen behind you.
Behind you.
And Anthony Bruto, who is the grandson of Loretta and the general manager of the ranch now, was supposed to be here, but you got me instead. Stuck in traffic. It's Nashville, after all.
Welcome
Friday
to
night.
Nashville.
There you go.
Late in the day.
That's right. So you just have to deal with me. But he is 30. The national championship's been going on there for 36 years.
Wow.
So he has been involved in it, and he grew up there with it. So he is adding more and more off-road things. So a Jeep Trail Fest, various different dirt bike ones, added a side-by-side event, which was really popular. So we're doing a lot more of that, and just a lot of things. Funny thing, too, a lot of people don't realize you can fish there.
Yeah.
So you all stock the creek there and a couple of their ponds.
Right. Yep.
And with
Runs
trout.
right through the property.
That's right, run through the property. And so you can fish there. And the family is so great. They love people coming. If as long as you got a license, you can come out there and just stop and fish. You know, they don't charge you for that. So come out. It's a beautiful piece of property, a lot going on. Western town there, lots of fun shops. National Historic Register with the Plantation House that you can visit and go through a tour. The Coal Manor Daughters Museum, 18,000 square feet. Just an amazing place.
Very family friendly. I mean, it's something for everybody.
That's
and
right.
Camping, just
Oh my
cabins.
gosh, the campgrounds are amazing. The cabins are just wonderful things. They've got 17 cabins now. So that's available, but the campgrounds are just great.
Yeah.
And so there's always something to do. Anthony's also put hiking paths through there. You can rent horses now at Hurricane Creek Stables, which is right on the ranch.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
So there is constantly, it's outdoor recreation for families. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So tell us about what else is going on around that area. There's a Johnsonville.
So Johnsonville State Historic Park.
Yeah,
it is a day-use park only, but it is one of the only parks where a Civil War battle happened from both sides of the river.
Okay.
So Benton County across on the West Tennessee side and ours in Middle Tennessee. And they have some great reenactments there going on all different times of the year. Their anniversary tour is November the 2nd and 3rd this year, I believe. So it lasts 2 days, and they have guided ranger trips. We've done some sunset canoe trips on the river, ranger led, so that you get a lot of information. It's about the story. It's not just about doing it; it's about the story.
Right. Yeah.
So, just some fantastic stuff going on there. We also are a part of now the Tennessee River Valley Geotourism Project.
I was just going to ask you about that. Right here behind us.
Right. National Geographic has hosted our website, and it is a place where the 7 states all have something in common, that common thread of the Tennessee River Valley. And so on that website, you can find anything from fishing, where you can access points to put in your boats, kayaking, canoeing, tubing, noodling, just a variety, and the events going on around them. And it's constantly being added to, and they keep it up to date all the time, so you can find really good stuff on that site.
That's great.
So it's really great because it's the whole Tennessee River Valley.
Right.
7 states. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, you know how the Tennessee River runs.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know. So, I mean, that whole piece comes out, and then when it comes up through Humphreys County, it goes north, flows north. So that's very interesting as well.
One of the things that ties that together with TVA is the TV show, isn't it?
Yes.
Tennessee Valley Uncharted.
Tennessee Uncharted. Well, yeah, we've actually had them out and filmed twice. We are working with them now through this project, and we're going to film again in the different areas of that region. That Tennessee Uncharted is awesome.
Yeah. It's a great
Oh,
show.
it's so much fun, with them, because they get in there and they do the stuff.
Yeah.
So when we were out there filming at Loretta Lynn's one time, I was like hauling people around in the golf cart, following behind them on those dirt trails. It was like, okay, I don't think this golf cart is quite made for this off-road business.
Right.
But But so that was a lot of fun. So there's always something going on out there.
Yep.
It seems like no matter almost what time of year. This year we're hoping to add some fun things to the ranch toward the end of the year that we haven't done before. We are working on putting together a drive-through Christmas display.
Oh, neat.
So through the lower campground. So we think that would kind of be a fun thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking forward to a lot of other opportunities. Another fun thing I'll mention, because it's going to happen tomorrow night, is the Bluegrass Awards group. So Daryl Mosley, our chamber director, is also the lead of the Farmhands Quartet. And he is up for Songwriter of the Year status.
Cool. Awesome.
So he's right there. So a lot of fun, just a lot of fun things. And the 23rd of February, we are having a songwriter event. And it is going to be at a place called Soul Shine, right on Highway 13 in the city of Waverly. Okay. And that is run by Taylor Lynn, Loretta's granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun event as well.
Yeah.
So always something going on out there, guys.
Always something going. And speaking of Loretta and all this stuff going on, you've got something to give away that's got her name on it.
Yes, we do.
Let's you can pick it up and show it to everybody at home there.
So one of her CDs, one of the favorite ones of her CDs, we're going to give that away.
Want to give that away? And
That's
if you come
right.
to the show and put your name in the bucket.
That's right. We'll draw a name, and also with that's going to go one of the hats for the TWRA.
Yeah,
so that's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll let you do the honors and announce the winner. I've already drawn
Matt Parahouse. I think that's how it is.
Piva House, maybe?
Piva House, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
So, Matt, if you're around.
Yeah, Matt. Yep. And if you don't show up, I will give you a call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
got his number on there.
Yep. Thanks, Matt.
So he's going to go home with
Good
a Loretta
luck.
Lynn CD and,
That's
and
right.
a hat. So Tennessee Wildcast hat.
That's it.
Look pretty good.
See, that's right. They look awesome. That's why I was like, okay, I'll give mine up.
Well, Karin, I appreciate
Awesome. Thanks
appreciate
for
you
having me
coming
on.
and being on. Appreciate you letting us use your booth and good fun.
I appreciate y'all coming out on a Friday night.
Yeah.
You bet.
Okay.
You bet.
All right.
I know
Thanks.
it's going to be a great weekend out here.
It's going to be a great weekend. Yeah, this is a great show. A lot of fun. They put on a really good show for us and make it easy.
Yeah.
Because these things aren't always easy to work, but they make it easy for us.
Make
and
it fun.
It's a lot of things in one place.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Appreciate
Awesome.
it. Thank
Thanks.
you. All right. We're going to transition
Thanks,
one more
Karin.
time. We got Mr. Jeff Smith from Trout Magnet, and he's going to come on and talk to us. So looks like our chief of fisheries, Frank Fiss, and
He's got
Mr.
him cornered over there.
Jason Henniger showed
Yeah.
up. They're going to we're going to have to let the guy go, man. Come on. All right. So we got Mr. Jeff Smith with us. He's the owner, founder of Trout Magnet. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great. See, those guys over there were checking my fish to see if I was legal.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, check
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So did you go fishing this morning?
I did. We went crappie fishing on Percy Priest, so
All right. So did you have any luck?
boy, howdy. Yeah.
I heard there's a cooler floating around.
There's
here.
a cooler right over there with some crappie in it, so.
All right. How many did you catch?
I don't know. There's probably about
Whoa.
20.
You got to know how many you
I didn't catch
There's
a limit. Let me
limit.
put it that way. I didn't get to that point. I only fished for a short time. At least that's what I'm telling those guys.
There you go.
But fished for a short time with some friends of mine here, and then I come over to do the show. So
Awesome.
brought enough fish to show people that our products work. That's
That,
the,
right.
that they work.
that's the key.
Awesome.
That's right. Yeah.
So not only Trout Magnet, but you got Crappie Magnet.
That's right.
And all kinds of other new products. I was looking on your website, and we'll pull that up for people to see. But a lot of new products out there.
Yeah, we started out on the Trout Magnet years ago. I made them in my garage as a hobby. We found out we had something that was really unique. We caught a ton of fish. We'd outfish everybody every time we went. And so it just became the product that kicked us off, right? And then everything else kind of followed it. What do you use to fish a trout magnet? Well, we make rods and line and the float and everything to go with it because that lure is really tricky to fish at times with the wrong equipment.
Right.
It's a system. So,
Well, show us what you got there.
well, this is the Trout Magnet system right here. Basically, the Trout Magnet is a small jig. It's a 64th of an ounce, and it falls completely flat in the water. So what it does is most jig heads fall too fast.
Okay.
And they fall head weight like this. So you want to keep, even our crappie magnet stuff will fall like that. Trout and brim fall on that same line. They like things that fall slow and more natural. And so we drift this product right here underneath the float for trout. And so the system is this. We use 2-pound line as a main line so you can cast it. We have a fluorocarbon leader that we use here as well so they can't see it. And then a real small little indicator that goes on and off that we're constantly changing the depth on. So as we're drifting this current through the current, I just pull this up and down, and then I peg it in a different spot to get the right depth. The right depth is a few inches off the bottom. So I'm casting upstream, drifting right along there. If I don't get a bite, I'll go a little deeper. So I'm just drifting
Cool.
natural. So that's the system of the Trout Magnet right there.
And I've had some success with that as well.
good.
Even catching crappie on a Trout Magnet.
Absolutely, and that's really what got us into the crappie world because people were calling saying, hey, I'm using this for crappie, and I'm like, well, let me make a bigger one. Well, I made a bigger one, and it sucked. It was horrible. It was horrible because I made it fall like a Trout Magnet did, right? Crappie didn't like that. And that's really the funny story of how God brought people into my life to catch them. One was a guy out of Tennessee called Dude Maddox, and he
Okay.
called me and said, I can take your bait and make it to catch crappie. I'm like, you're my new best friend, right? So he helped me, and we changed it and altered it. Now it's the real deal, and because of him, not because of me. But so we made it, and then we made other baits go along with that line of the crappie, because there's so many different techniques for crappie. Do you cast? Do you dob? Do you long line? Do you power troll? And so now we have a whole different set of line of baits. And what I did, it took me years to figure it out. I went and found the best fishermen in that environment and helped them create that product. We were trout fishermen. That's what we did. So we created a good bait, but I got out of my expertise real quick.
Right.
We got in that crappie world.
We were talking earlier before the show. You've done a lot. You came a long way. Started out in your garage. You said.
That's right. Started in the garage.
And you're up to selling how much now? I mean,
man, it's really hard to tell. We make about 50,000 trout magnets a day.
Okay.
So we're running a lot of bodies a day. And so there's people all over the country using them. Those are pennies, obviously, but we sell a lot of baits. We really do. We've been very blessed, especially in the trout world. It's grown because there wasn't a whole lot of competition in that world, in the trout baits. But in the crappie world now, we're doing a whole lot of stuff in it as well. We've grown, and it's been a really fun journey and it's really not. I say this, and it's kind of funny. It's not about catching fish. It's about me being in the boat today with Dude and Brian. It's about the relationships I've built with all these guys back here that come and help set up my booth, and it brings relationships together. There's something about fishing that brings people together.
Oh, yeah.
And I see a lot of retired people, I want to fish now. They've had an experience that made them know that's what relaxing is about.
They want to get back to that.
They want to get back to. There's something about being in nature that brings us back to how we were created. And you see things and you feel things that you can't do sometimes in an office. So
Doug Markham used to host this show.
I love Doug. Yeah, he's great. He uses this for brim a lot.
He does. He got me using this. We get out and chase fish all the time. But he's retired, and he's going to do some more fishing.
Good for him. You tell him I said hello. He's a good dude.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
He said hello back to you as well. He said you're going to have a good show.
Well, I really like Doug. And it's those people you run into that you build the relationships I was talking about. It's pretty neat.
Yep. So Arkansas, that's where you started now, right? You still
actually
in Arkansas?
Started in West Virginia.
Okay.
And I went back to West Virginia, back to Arkansas where I went to school. And that's kind of why I went back there. There's a school there, Harding University. I went to school there, worked there for a little bit, but the trout fishing in that area is second to none. And so I lived there on the Little Red River, which is some of the best trout fishing in the country.
And that's where production happens today?
Some production happens there. Some happens in Alabama. Some in West Virginia. We do different things. Wherever we're good at that one particular spot, that's what we do.
Awesome. Well, tell us about some of the new products outside of the crappie magnet and the trout magnet. Anything you want to highlight?
Yeah, the fin spin is one of the most exciting things we've got going right now. And I really don't have one here with me.
Pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, pull it up on the screen. The fin spin is on our webpage under the crappie magnet. You'll be able to see. If you go fin spin right there.
Let me click on one of them.
Yeah, click on one of those right there. I need to do a better job. I can see it. But this is the fin spin right here. It's a jig with a spinner on it, obviously, but it's got barbs on the side, and it flutters on the fall or the retrieve.
Okay.
And so we use it a lot for casting for crappie, long lining for crappie. Right now, people are using a ton for what's called power trolling. That's when you put a lot of weight on the front and you push a lot of those baits faster. It is awesome because you can use it with anybody's bait. And there's several underspins out there that are good on the market. This one just does something that the others don't. I wish I could show it to you, but there's a cup on the front, right?
I see
and it pushes the water up around to the blade. So at a slower speed, the blade turns.
Okay.
So it gives you a little bit slower presentation with a blade moving, where a lot of times you got to reel it faster.
You got to keep it going. Yeah.
You got to move it faster. So it is a really, really, really good bait, and it's selling like crazy because people are using it for all different techniques. The crappie magnet is a one type of bait, straight up and straight down. It is what it is. You don't cast it a lot. You don't long line it. But this one here, I use it for all of them. It's that good of a little bait.
Just put a simple jig on the back of that?
Put a simple jig. I like what we have. If you look under the Fin Commander brand right here.
Sure.
Fin Commander is a brand that I did with Willie and the Duck Commander crew. I went to school with Willie.
Okay.
And so we had a show called Commander Life, which you can see on their page. But if you go, this is a crappie magnet here. Go back to Fin Commander. I'll show you the one I'm talking about.
All right. Let's see.
Go back to Fin Commander. Go right here to Slab Curly right there. That's the one I want to put with it. If you look at the big curly tail.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a big body, a hinge in the middle, and a real small, thin tail. And so the combination of both of them can be retrieved real slow. Cool. You don't have to reel real fast. 0.3, which is really what we were going for, this will do it, and the fin spin will turn. So you got both at 0.3. Awesome. And a lot of times, crappie aren't always as active as what people think. Mm-hmm. They're not chasing stuff all the time. They're pretty lethargic fish. So when you can slow it down, makes a big difference. Yeah. So the Fin Commander is a big one. I mean, we got a ton of different baits, but the crappie magnet line, we have two different lines, the Trout Magnet and the crappie magnet line. The Trout Magnet is basically a lure. The crappie magnet basically has all this stuff in it with a crappie magnet as well, but has all of these baits.
Cool.
And they're all built to fish a certain style. Mm-hmm. If you long line, we got a bait just for long line, and that's what this is. So you got to know that and know the system that you're using it for really to catch fish.
Right.
Trying to use this and dobbing just doesn't work straight up and straight down because the tail just looks really silly.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Hey,
Anything
sure
else
thing.
you want to highlight? We're going to run out of time.
Well, this is the system of the Trout Magnet right here. We have them here at the show. If you're in the Nashville area this weekend, we have this right here, this whole setup for $75, which is really cheap. I think the reel alone is
awesome
60 or 70
awesome combo.
online. And so you get the whole setup, which is our system. There will be guys in the booth to show you how to use it. That's the important thing because it can be tricky. I mean, you can get all this and go out there and be a little confused. So if you go to our Facebook page or the Trout Magnet users group, you can see the videos on how to fish it. If you go to this web page at the home side on the very front, you'll see the videos.
Yeah.
And that'll show you how to fish the product. Or if you go down to the bottom, you'll see, our Facebook. There's me on Little Red River in Arkansas. But anyways, let's see where the videos are. They're here somewhere. But anyways, there's videos right here, articles and videos, and it'll show you the exact setup of the Trout Magnet. And that's really important because the system is significant, but without knowing how to fish it, you're going to struggle.
I think we're fighting the internet here. But anyway, yeah. So go check that out on this website, troutmagnet.com, and all that's there. And we appreciate you.
Did you see that last picture right there? You got to go back there. Go to the homepage real quick. This just popped up yesterday from this deal. I didn't know it was on here. Scroll down. Look what somebody here at the show has. Is he here?
A Trout Magnet tattoo.
Trout Magnet tattoo. No, that is my fan. That's my people right
that's
there.
That's hardcore right there.
That is what I'm. You look at that. That makes me proud right there.
You don't have one of those somewhere?
No, my wife would kill me.
You need one.
Yeah, I might need one because that one looks good. It got the pink body on there, our best color, by the way.
So the bubble gum is the way to go.
Yeah, the bubble gum is the way to go.
Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, thank you. God bless you guys. Sword up them all.
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, come out to the show. It's happening right now. It's going to run through Sunday. It's February 2nd and 3rd.
Boat education.
Yes,
too.
there's a
We
boating
got-
edge class going on.
If you need boater education tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, all you have to do is go online or go to the app and purchase the Type 600 permit.
Type 600 for
It's
$10.
$10. Bring it out and enroll in the class. They'll have you out of here by 1:30 or so. And,
Yeah,
and it's
so if you're
a great class. And
Born after January 1st, 1989, it's required. But
Yep.
if you're not required to take it, go ahead and do it because it'll help you on your insurance more than likely. So
exactly.
it's good for everybody to get caught up on boat safety for sure. And we'll plug that for Betsy. Betsy will be teaching the class. So she does a great job. Anything else we want to highlight? Thanks to Visit Humphreys for letting us use the booth. Visit Humphreys.com. And thank you, Karin, for coming on. Thank you, Mark Travis. He's doing a seminar. You're going to be doing some seminars? Is that
Yeah,
right?
just did one today at 3. We'll do another one at 5 on Saturday and then another one, I think, sometime on Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
How to catch trout in Tennessee is what we're talking about. Talking about the streams that are around here.
Great.
And how to use our product and a lot of others, too, just not our stuff.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And keep coming back. Tennessee Wildcast. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.